Wars Grand Champions, where chaos and carnage reign supreme. Last time you would have saw Warhog go into war in pieces, Gravedigger took a spin around the arena, Dark Destroyer 2 got obliterated, and Dreadnought checked out his hang time. If you love destruction and mayhem, you've come to the right place.
What does it take to survive? Guts, skill, strategy, preparation, a bit of good luck. Hello everyone, I'm your host Joni. Tonight, one more robot will advance to the semifinals. What will set them apart? There's only one way to find out. It's Robot Wars Grand Champions. Let's go down to the arena and start this party right.
All right, Joni, the last robot through is Thermidor 2. And here's the other 6 that join him in the semifinals. Who's it gonna be tonight? Here is the Robotly crew, Killertron, Suicidal Tendencies, and Maverick. But first up, Prizephita 2, Wheelie Big Cheese, and Wheelosaurus. This ought to be a cruncher.
From Guildford in Surrey, Wheelosaurus.
There's Wheelosaurus, just under 170 pounds. It's got 2 Victorian baby buggy wheels and a gasoline engine.
Hello, I'm Peter Gibson and I'm from Guildford, and this is my robot Wheelosaurus. It's infamous for the Victorian pram wheels and the dustbin lids that offer some protection from the side attack. This year I've got a petrol engine strimmer which drives this blade at the front, and I have a variety of alternative tools in case the opposition warrants it.
From Langport in Somerset, the number 15C, Wheelie Big Cheese.
Wheelie Big Cheese has got a ridiculous throwing arm with nearly a ton of power on it, so it can chuck just about anything across the arena, and tungsten spikes from golf shoes.
Hello, I'm Roger, that's Paul, and that's John, and this is Wheelie Big Cheese. Toughest robot on the block, all built out of titanium. It's here to avenge the bashing that Big Cheese got last year from the house robot.
From Ipswich, Prizephita 2.
Prizefighter 2, just under 175 pounds, with CO2-powered flippers and spikes and a polycarbonate shell.
We're Team Prizefighter. My name is Roy, I'm the team captain. I'm also the driver of the robot. Over here we have Phil, who is on weapons, and my daughter Sharon, who's the 3rd member of the team. And more importantly, Prizephita MK2. This is our machine. Its main weapon, which is pneumatically powered, is a flipper at the front here, which is capable of flipping another robot, hopefully out of the arena, and we're just hoping that we do well.
Roboteers, stand by.
And there's the junkyard conglomeration of Wheelosaurus with its solo driver, Peter Gibson. And Wheelie Big Cheese with Roger Plant, Paul Otten, and John McGugan. And last but not least, Prizefighter 2 with Sharon and Roy Alcock and Philip Chaplin.
1. Activate.
And there they go. Wheelie Big Cheese on evasive movement right off the top. Wheelosaurus can get flipped either way and is always going to run. Looks like it's from the 19th century, that thing. And Wheelie Big Cheese has got himself at the quarter patrol phone. He doesn't want to be there, because Sir Killalot will definitely let him know about it. Just trying to get his controls right, but Killalot's going to come out and let him know anyway. Well, the Cheese seems to have a little trouble getting going there. Shunt came out to help along as well, and there's Wheelosaurus in there with Prizefighter 2. Now Prizefighter 2's right up against Wheelie Big Cheese, who's pushing Prizefighter into the rail. Wheelosaurus is having a little fun over there by himself, as Wheelie Big Cheese is dominating over on the rail, trying to flip up and over Prizefighter, who doesn't seem to be moving very much at all. And now Wheelie Big Cheese into the middle with Wheelosaurus. Wheelosaurus is a good design. It looks a bit archaic, but you can't flip him. But hang on a second. Prizefighter's in no man's land over in the CPZ, that corner patrol zone. If he gets in there, Shunt, like he's doing with that axe, can have a go and try to tear them apart. Well, they don't want to be in that corner, that's for sure. Wheelosaurus is trying to help Shunt along as Wheelie Big Cheese is going to test that 1-ton lifting power. Well, I guess they lied about it because they couldn't get Killalot off him. Killalot being over 800 pounds, not nearly a ton. As you see that dead metal cam come right up with the grinder in the back of Really Big Cheese and cut himself off a slice. I wonder what kind of cheese that is. And there goes the pig. Well, it looks to me like Shunt has immobilized Prizefighter with that diamond edge axe, but Willie Big Cheese goes into the pit first, and then Prizefighter. Wow, this is going to have to go to the judges, because you never know what's going on, but it's a pit party, that's for sure. And there it is. On a judge's decision, Prizefighter 2 was rendered immobilized before anybody else hit the pit. Stick around for more mayhem. Welcome back to Robot Wars. Well, Wheelie Big Cheese lucked out because Prizefighter 2 was rendered immobile before the cheese hit the pit, and then everyone else joined him. And there it is, confirmation that Wheelie Big Cheese and Wheelosaurus will go through to join the winners of Suicidal Tendencies, Maverick and Killertron.
From Southampton, Maverick.
Well, there's Maverick with a 0 turning circle and a pneumatically powered front flipper, but it's slower than molasses in January. It's 6 miles an hour.
Hello, I'm Francis, this is Brett, this is my dad Kevin, and this is our robot Maverick. It's powered by 2 electric wheelchair motors, and the weapon is powered by a soda stream bottle and a truck actuator.
From Derby, at seated number 32, Suicidal Tendencies.
Well, I hope for them it's not a self-fulfilling prophecy with their bulletproof metal shell. They got a pneumatic axe and pneumatic front fork lifters. We'll see how they get on.
Hi, I'm Charles Binns, this is Andrew Jeffrey, and this is Martin Jeffrey, the brothers. This is Suicidal Tendencies. We're here from the last war, Series 3, now we're here for the next war. Lots more battles. The new improved Suicidal Tendencies, we've got a little toothpick here to obviously punch some holes in robots. There's nice titanium front lifters here to lift them or flip them and put them in the flame pit. Same tracks again, very fast, fastest track robot around. Lots of pneumatics, gas tanks, batteries, powerful electric motors. Hopefully we're going to do very well.
From Maidstone in Kent, Killertron.
And Killertron, the comedy entrant, with a big old axe on it, and 2 24-volt motors that'll take him up to 15 miles an hour.
This is Killertron. It's a veteran of Robot Wars. This is Abdul, he's the engineer. And this is Ian. He operates the pickaxe, which is our main weapon, which we hope to do lots of destruction with.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Maverick with Francis and Kevin Gallagher and Brett Skinner up in the booth. And Suicidal Tendencies with Andrew and Martin Jeffrey and Charles Binns. And Killertron with Richard Broad and Ian and Abdul Degia.
2, 1.
There they go. Killertron moving that axe before there's anybody in the way. Maverick's testing out the flipper on Killertron, but the real one to watch here is Suicidal Tendencies with those spikes and the axe, trying to lift Killertron up and out of the arena. As Maverick goes in to test Killertron's fly swatting capabilities with that pickaxe, well, they can do a little mining as well as beating up on the bots. But Suicidal Tendencies comes over the flames. Maverick hits the flames. Suicidal Tendencies into the side of Killertron. Killertron isn't having too much effect with their weaponry, as Maverick and Suicidal Tendencies both want to gang up on Killertron, but they're going to get him from one side. Suicidal Tendencies backs out of trouble and goes right into Maverick. With that axe, not a lot of power on it, but he drags him into the corner patrol zone where Matilda's waiting, and she turns around with that chainsaw tail, and Maverick is just impaled by Suicidal Tendencies and its robo-tastic design. Everybody's still in this one to win it. Who knows who it's gonna be? Maverick's been getting thrown around quite a bit, but they're all dishing out the damage as Killertron buries that axe into Maverick. And right behind him, Suicidal Tendencies is getting Killertron. As RepBot comes in to break up the action, just like in boxing, if there's a clinch, he's got to break it up. And Suicidal Tendencies is out of harm's way, but now he goes into Maverick. He's got Maverick up on his side. Suicidal Tendencies has got all the dominating factors, and he flips Maverick upside down. Well, without a self-righting mechanism, I think Maverick is like a fish out of water, a turtle upside down, a cockroach under my shoe. And as the damage gets worse and worse, look at the hole from Shunt's diamond edge axe. Well, this thing, we can strain spaghetti through it when they're done, as Matilda and Dead Metal bring him over the flipper. What kind of airtime's he gonna get now? Well, not a lot of air, but there's his self-right mechanism. A little bit too late, though, and it doesn't count. Once he's immobilized, that's all she wrote. There it is, confirmation. Maverick is history. Suicidal Tendencies and Killertron go through. Back to you, Joni.
Unbelievable. The stakes rise as they fight for their lives. It's all on the line, and 2 more will get eliminated right after this.
Welcome back to Robot Wars. Well, so far, Prizefighter got immobilized, but not until he got a pit party going where everyone was invited. And then Maverick didn't quite play his cards right, as Suicidal Tendencies got a little more murderous, which leaves 4 robots for round 2. So here's how it lines up. Wheelosaurus will go up against Suicidal Tendencies, but first up, Killertron up against Willie Big Cheese.
Roboteers, stand by.
It's Willie Big Cheese and Roger Plant at the controls. And there's Killertron with that beastie axe and the Killer Boys.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, Killertron hasn't had too much effect with that axe yet, but he's going about Willie Big Cheese on the wrong way. Willie Big Cheese supposed to have had a ton lifting arm on it. Well, wasn't quite a ton, but he got him up in the air and over. Willie Big Cheese has got some serious power on that lifting arm. Good enough to put Killertron right out of the arena if he can get him near the rail. He's been practicing his wrestling moves with that pile driver. Well, he's got Killertron up on his back. Look at that. He got all kinds of air on that one. Killertron landed on his axe. It's about the only good that axe has done him so far in this round. And Willie Big Cheese with all kinds of lift, with that pneumatic lifting power as Matilda goes into the side of Killertron and makes it all better. Well, Killertron lucked out this time as he's axing into absolutely nothing. The pit opens up. Will Willie Big Cheese be able to put him away before this round is over? Well, he's got him over, that's for sure. Near the rail, which is a perfect opportunity for the housebots to come in and kill Killertron themselves. Matilda in with that chainsaw tail as Killalot drags him out of the corner patrol zone, and Matilda has one more little dig. Well, Dead Metal's backing up Killalot as Killalot swings Killertron right around, trying to get it near the flames. The audience wants some pit action, but it's Killertron in flames as Killalot makes him the sacrificial robo-lamb. And it's fairly obvious to me, folks, that Willie Big Cheese has done what he's needed to do to get through to the next round of this awesome robo competition as Matilda's saw buries itself right into Killertron. Well, I never thought pink was a very good color for a robot either. And I think Dead Metal might agree with me as he buries his saw even deeper into Killertron. And there's the Killertron boys knowing they got nowhere to go except for back to the drawing board, or possibly an early burial, as Matilda and Killalot help Killertron end it all with dignity. Killertron is history. Willie Big Cheese goes through to meet Suicidal Tendencies or Wheelosaurus.
Roboteers, stand by.
Not one piece of Suicidal Tendencies was used from something else, which is more than I can say for Wheelosaurus, who looks like a junkyard reject.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Suicidal Tendencies off to an early start, which is a lot more than I can say for Wheelosaurus, who should have never used those Victorian electronics when they were still using candles in those days, I think, and he forgot to give this thing some power because it looks dead in its tracks. Oh, what a shame for Team Wheelosaurus. Back to the old robot home for him. And as the rules state in Robot Wars Grand Champions, if any bot is immobilized for 30 seconds, that'll give the opportunity for the house bots to come in and have their way. And it looks to me like there's some gas leaking now from Wheelosaurus. Oh, he lit up real good. Woo, doggy, look at that thing burn. Well, Wheelosaurus is definitely going to go out in a blaze of glory, and Peter Gibson's got a good sense of humor about it, at least. Well, he ought to have a sense of humor anyway, looking at that robot. And there it is. It's all over. The housebots never even got a chance. As Suicidal Tendencies goes through to meet Willie Big Cheese. Next up.
Who will go to the semis? Will it be the Suicidal Maniac or the Cheesehead? Don't move or you'll miss it.
Welcome back to Robot Wars, where we're in the final of Heat H, as Willie Big Cheese was testing its lifting arm on Killalot and didn't quite get it till Killertron came along. Then Suicidal Tendencies was making Maverick roll over and play dead, and then he didn't have to do anything to Wheelosaurus, he just burned up all on its own. So here it is, the final of Heat H, with Suicidal Tendencies up against Willie Big Cheese. Who's it gonna be?
From Langport in Somerset, the number 15 seed, Wheelie Big Cheese.
There they are, with that supposed 1-ton lifting power of that arm.
From Derby, at seeded number 32, Suicidal Tendencies.
This is my favorite right here, Suicidal Tendencies. He's robotastic.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
And there they go. This should be a good old tussle. Suicidal Tendencies trying to get the Achilles heel of Willie Big Cheese, which probably is the wheels. If you can get him up on his side, he's not going to roll too much. Well, Suicidal Tendencies got underneath anyway. That's the way to go. If you can get him up and out of the arena, this is going to be short and sweet. Can it happen? Oh, poor Suicidal Tendencies just didn't have that clearance to get him up and over. Willie Big Cheese is really big, period. As Dead Metal tries to grind off a little Parmesan, and the Cheesemeister tries to use his flipper for some evasive movement. And he gets out of that corner patrol zone. Look at that, the momentum of that whole bot just shifted right over. But Suicidal Tendencies was waiting for him. Suicidal Tendencies got him out to the middle of the arena now. What a really good match these two are up against each other. The Cheesemeister can't get underneath Suicidal Tendency for some flipping power, but Suicidal Tendencies doesn't have the flipping power to get the cheese out. So this may go down to a judge's decision in the final of Heat H. Wow, these two are really evenly matched as the pit goes down. Who's going to go first? Suicidal Tendencies definitely has a lot of pushing power with those tracks. But the Cheese knows how to stay out of trouble. The Cheese is just lining itself up and takes a little gobble off the front of Suicidal Tendencies, who better get away from the back of that pit, or else it could be all over. Oh! Wow! Suicidal just backed out in the last minute to survive. It could be a great tactic for him to just sit in front of the pit and then pull out at the last minute, just like that! Oh-ho! Well, it's fondue time for Suicidal Tendencies. Wow, in a complete upset decision. decision from the judges. I can't figure out why. But what they're saying is that even though Suicidal Tendencies was dominating for most of this battle, pushing Wheelie Big Cheese all around, even the housebots were having some, the Cheese managed to stay going longer because at that point, Suicidal Tendencies only had one track moving, which meant they were immobilized first. So there it is in an upset decision. Wheelie Big Cheese goes through to join the other 7 for the semifinals.
Half of our semifinals are now set. Wheelie Big Cheese outlasts Suicidal Tendencies to claim the 8th spot in our field of 16. 6 more robots will be smashing, crashing, and bashing each other to try and grab the next spot. Don't miss the carnage next time on Robot Wars Grand Champions.
That's right, Joni. Next time on Robot Wars, Destructibubble, Eric and Killertron, and Splinter, Centurion, and Small Talk.